I'm recovering from the hot shower I just had. But I wanted to share these thoughts. I had shower thoughts. Does anyone else have shower thoughts where their brain just takes off and runs with stuff? I have PMDD again at the moment. That's why I'm just feeling really crappy. But I had shower thoughts. I'm so happy I had shower thoughts and I had a shower. I'll show you them later. They're over there on the near the TV. But because I've been struggling with the binge eating portion of the PMDD again this month, and it's been driving me mental. So I'm trying to figure out a way to help mitigate that. I know it's my hormones, and I know that I struggle with that, but I think I figured out a way to cope with that. So I'll show you that in a minute. Hang on. Well, once I'm dressed. Okay, fine. Okay, about 5 years ago, on one Father's Day, I went to the hardware store with my dad and bought a long plank of wood that's like that, and I got him to cut it into cubes like that. Then my daughter and he sanded the edges together and the corners, and then we brought them back home to our place, and my daughter and I decorated them. We selected the paper together, and then we got the paint marker pens and decorated them. There's these three, and there's three more in the back here. And what it was a counter, like a calendar type thing, but calendars only go up to 30 days. You want to count the months. I wanted to be able to count up as high as I wanted to go or needed to go, because at that time I was really struggling with emotional eating. So what I wanted to do was to be able to easily count the days and easily reset if I needed to, without having to have a whiteboard or anything. It's completely reusable. Oh god, it needs a dust. I haven't used it in a while. So yeah, that's what they are. Hang on, back to what I'm doing. Okay, I'm dressed. I've shown you the cubes. Now, what I'm hoping to do with those is beat my PMDD eating, because I was thinking in the shower. Shower thoughts are great. I love shower thoughts. Epiphanies in the shower. This particular epiphany was about those cubes. I remember they're there all the time. They're just a decoration half the time when they're not being in use. But I thought about them in the shower. For some reason, they just popped into my head in the shower. I think my thought process went something like, why am I having so much trouble? I know it's hormonal, but why am I having so much trouble? I beat intuitive eating. The reason I made those cubes was to beat emotional eating. Before I knew I had PMDD, before I knew it was a thing, I beat emotional eating by counting how many days I went without a binge. And I went well over 100 days without a binge before I stopped counting. I literally stopped counting because there was no point. I was free of the emotional eating, binging. And as you can see from my face, I don't know if you can, but I can tell I'm bloated. I'm back to bloated again. Weigh-ins tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. But I'm tired of binging. I'm tired of the binging. So I have to hang on to menopause. So I have to beat this. I have to beat this because those 2 months, however many months it was recently, when I went during the last 75 soft, when I went without binging, I went, weeks and weeks without overeating, and then I had that 3 weeks of hell, the hellacious fatigue, the hellacious overeating, and my sugars came back up, and I realized, yes, I am diabetic, right? Yes, I am overweight, but a lot of that is caused by by hormonal eating. Sorry, I was trying to burp and talk at the same time. That didn't work very well. By my hormonal eating. But I must be able to beat it somehow, because I would have my hormonal eating, but it wasn't binges. It wasn't, I don't know, because I was extra focused, or if those cubes really did make that much difference. I remember several times standing in front of the fridge or with the food ready to go for a binge, and I'd be arguing with myself because I didn't want to have to restart the counter. I didn't want to have to go back to zero. Because it's a very real, very tangible thing where I literally have to manipulate those cubes back to zero and start from zero again. Not like a little digital counter where you can just whatever. This is it sits right there, right where I can see it every day, opening the TV. I actually had it on the kitchen bench back in the other house, at our previous house before this one, and it was there. It was there all the time, looking at me, reminding me, not nagging me, reminding me that, hey, this is how well you're, this is how many days you've done well for. I guess it's like those things in the office where you, how many days with whatever, and then you have to set it back to zero, and it's like, oh, you know, it's not about perfectionism, it's about, it does sort of sound like perfectionism, but it's not. It's a motivational tool to give me that pause, to that pause between hand grab food, hand put food to mouth, food go in face. You know, that it's that, if I put this in there, I am going to have to turn those bloody cubes back to zero. And it took me several attempts to beat that emotional eating. So I must be able to do it to a degree. It could be worse now that I'm perimenopausal. I don't know. This was 5 years ago that I was doing this. But it's the only thing I can think of to try to do this. And I'm not sure how I want to do this, whether I want to put it up as shorts. I can just show what I did that day or whatever, or what have you. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I want to do it. I want to try it because it worked. It worked for well over, I think it was 140 something days. That's over 4 months. That's over 4 months without binging. I didn't know I had PMDD. Now I know I have it. So hopefully I can mix those two things together. Because yeah, even this afternoon, as I said before, I ate a good lunch, good breakfast. I had one of my light and easy meals for breakfast, trying to combat that pre-binge eating. I was like, okay, I'll have a hearty breakfast. I'll have a dinner for breakfast. I had some banana chocolate muffins that I made for a snack. Then I had some buttered bread. Basically a chip sandwich, but they weren't chips. I used the pea snap, the wasabi pea snap chips. Again, it's completely hormonal eating, but I'm trying for the higher protein chippy things, and I was craving a Doritos sandwich. I opened the door last month with those Doritos. Oh my god. But I don't know how they make me feel. I feel crap. I feel really bad. And so I thought I'll try the wasabi chips. The wasabi pea snap, harvest snaps. I can't remember what they're called. I'll put a picture up on screen of them. Picture on screen. And I put them in the buttered bread. And I had 2 of those for lunch. But then that's all I've had. That's all I've had today. I haven't been hungry since. And I think that's what got me thinking in the shower, is that, and I'm in the middle of PMDD. I'm not waiting until that's stopped, because that's a false start to me. I know I can do that. I know I can do it when I'm not in the middle of the PMDD eating. I can do that. That's easy. That's my normal appetite. I don't need to monitor that. So I wanted to start today. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. I had 3 hours sleep last night. So my urge to eat is even stronger today. It's stronger. I want to go and eat McDonald's. I want to go and eat all the things that are bad for me. Bad for my blood sugars, bad for my taste buds, bad for just, I don't like it. I don't want to eat it, but my body wants to eat it. So I'm choosing to start today. It's day 0 so far, as you saw. The 0, I zeroed it out. I zeroed out the counter. And I don't know if it's cheating because I've started halfway through the day. But I don't think it is because I haven't binged yet. I've eaten hormonally, but I haven't binged. I had a breakfast, I had a snack, and I've had a lunch. And it's the middle of the afternoon. I'm starting to feel hungry now. So that's another reason I've sat down and recorded this, because I want to start this. I want to put this up on the internet with accountability for this, because it's another backstop too. I'll have to come on here and tell you all that I had to switch it back to 0. If I do, it's okay. There's no shame, there's no blame, but I will have to come on here and say, hey, guess what? Start again. So, the 75 Soft has taught me many things about what I eat and how I eat, the way I move, how I do things, how my PMDD works. But the last time I had this, I used these for emotional eating. I did it for over 140 days. I think it was 147 days. Right? I used it for something else last time. Obviously the number was different. I can't remember what it was. I think it was days walking. I think it was days walking in a row. But see, even that, there was, how many days was that? I can't remember. I'll look back at the thing. I'll put it up here. It was that many days of walking in a row. So that had to have been through some form of period, because I was perimenopausal, but my periods were more regular back then. So it had to have been, I was able to move through that. So I think these cubes are going to be a good thing. I hope they're going to be a good thing. I guess I won't know until I try. So day 0, starting off. Hopefully I can come back on and put a little clip tonight and say, guess what? I did day 1. Please be that. Please be that. Please don't be, I have to start again tomorrow. Because I don't want to start tomorrow. I want to start today. I want to seize the day. Oh, now I'm thinking of Robin Williams. Oh, Robin Williams, I miss you so much. Anyway, seize the day. All right. Go. Bye. Okay, it's a chilly spring morning. It's the day after I recorded all that stuff yesterday. And I am happy to say that the 0 comes out. And the 1 goes in. I did it. Day 1 done. Editing me here. As of today, I am now 7 days binge free. Yeah. I'm so happy. It's working.